Hello everyone, welcome to Locke's channel. Tonight, we have a different kind of life. Not someone with a home that stays the same. Not someone who wakes in the same room every morning. This time, you are a traveling bard. The year is somewhere in the early 13th century. There are no grand stages waiting for you, no guaranteed meals, no audience that stays, just roads, villages, and whatever people are willing to give. If they decide to listen, it sounds romantic maybe, but most days it isn't. You wake before the sun fully rises, not because you plan to, because the ground is no longer comfortable. The thin layer beneath you, a rolled cloth, maybe a worn blanket, has done what it could through the night, but your back feels it now. The firmness of the earth, the unevenness, the small stones that you didn't notice when you first lay down. You don't move immediately. You stay there for a moment, eyes still closed, listening. The world is already beginning.
A faint breeze moves through the grass. Somewhere not too far, a bird calls once, then again, as if testing the morning. The air carries a dampness that settles lightly on your skin. Not cold, but enough to remind you that you are outside. And always have been. You open your eyes. The sky is pale, not bright yet, just beginning. Your cloak is still wrapped around you, slightly heavier near the edges where moisture has settled during the night. When you shift, feel it. The fabric dragging just a little more than it should. You sit up slowly. Your body notices everything at once. The stiffness in your shoulders, the slight pull on your back, your legs slower to respond than you like. This is normal. It's been normal for a long time. You reach for your instrument. It rests beside you, wrapped carefully, more carefully than anything else you can. The wood is worn, edges softened by years of, but still intact. Still yours. You unwrap it just enough to check. Strings, frame, nothing cracked, nothing warped from the night air. Good. You pause there for a moment, your hand resting lightly against it. Not playing, just making sure it's still with you. Without it, the rest becomes harder. You stand, slowly at first, letting your weight settle, letting your balance return. The ground is slightly damp, pressing faintly through your boots. Not enough to soak through, but enough to be noticed. There is no rush. There is never really a rush. But there is always a direction. You look ahead. The road continues. It always does. A narrow path, worn by carts and feet long before yours, stretching forward between fields that have not yet fully woken. Somewhere along that road, there will be people, and where there are people, there might be coin, or food, or nothing at all. You pull your cloak tighter, not dramatically, just enough. And then you begin to walk. Your steps are steady, measured, not slow, not fast. The kind of pace you learn, you'll be doing this for hours. The morning air moves around you as you go, carrying the smell of damp earth, distant wood smoke, and something sour from fields that have been worked too many seasons in a row. It is not unpleasant, just real. You do not think too far ahead. Not yet, because the day has not shown you what it will be. It rarely does. For now, there is only the road beneath your feet, and the quiet understanding that whatever happens next will depend on who is willing to listen. By the time the sun rises properly, you can see the village from a distance. Not large, just a cluster of low wooden structures, roofs uneven, Some darker where repairs have been made, some lighter where the wood is still new. A thin trail of smoke rises from one side, drifting slowly into the morning air. You keep walking. The road narrows slightly as it approaches, the ground more compact, marked with deeper impressions from cartwheels that have passed through again and again. Your steps adjust without thinking, finding the firmer parts, avoiding the softer edges. There is no announcement of your arrival, no one waiting, just another person coming down the road. As you get closer, the sounds begin to separate. A bucket placed on the ground, the door opening. Voices, not directed at you, just deciding where to stand, where to round you as part of the place. A woman steps out of a house, carrying something wrapped in cloth. She glances at you briefly, not unfriendly, but not curious either. Just a look that says you are seen, and already understood. A traveler. That is enough. You pass her without stopping. There is no reason to explain yourself. You reach the center of the village, can be called that. A slightly wider space where the road opens, where people pass through more often, where movement gathers for a while before continuing elsewhere. You slow down, not stopping yet, just deciding where to stand, where to try, because this part matters more than people think. Too far to the side and no one notices. Too central, and you become something people walk around. You choose a place near the edge, visible, but not in the way. You set your things down, carefully, always carefully. The instrument comes out again, unwraps slowly, as if the act itself has weight. Your fingers run lightly along the strings, adjusting, tightening slightly, listening to the small shifts in tone. Not perfect. It never is. But close enough. You begin to play. The sound is soft at first, not weak, just gentle. It moves outward, not to tension, only offering itself to the space. The notes settle into the air, carried just far enough to be heard, but not far enough to pull anyone in immediately. A man walks past, does not stop. A child looks for a moment, then is called away. Someone else pauses just briefly, then continues on. You keep playing, because stopping too early is worse than being ignored. Your fingers move steadily, finding the pattern, letting it repeat just enough to become something familiar. Something that could, if given time, settle into someone's awareness. But time is something people do not always give. A few coins would be enough. Not many, just enough. But they do not come. Not yet. You shift slightly where you stand. Not obvious. Just enough to ease the weight on one leg. The sun is higher now. You can feel it on your shoulders, on the side of your face, warming the surface of your skin, but not yet uncomfortable. Your music is the same piece, then another variation, then back again. You don't think about it too much. If you think too much, it breaks. And slowly, very slowly, someone stops. Not close. A little distance away. Listening. Not moving. You do not look directly. You never do. You let them stay where they are. You let the sound reach them, without forcing it. A coin does not come. but they listen for a while. Then they leave, and the space returns to what it was. Movement, voices, life continuing. Without you, you keep playing a little longer, not because it is working, but because stopping too soon feels like giving up before the day has even begun. Eventually, you let the last note fade. It lingers for a moment in the air, then disappears like it was never there. You lower your hands. No one reacts. No one needs to. This is part of it. You wrap the instrument again, slowly. There is no forcing the movement, no visible disappointment, just a quiet understanding. Some days begin like, and sometimes they stay like this. You do not move far, just a few steps away from where you were. Enough to reset the space, not enough to disappear from it. The village continues around you, unchanged. People move in patterns that have nothing to do with you. Conversations begin and end without ever touching your presence. And for a while, it feels as if your music had left no mark at all. But you have learned not to leave too quickly. Sometimes it just takes time. You settle again. This time you do not begin immediately. You wait, just a moment than before, listening, watching the rhythm of the place, the way people pass, the small pauses where attention might exist, even briefly. Then you play again. The sound is slightly different this time, not louder, just clearer. Your fingers move with a little more certainty, finding a steadier pattern, something less wandering, something easier to follow for someone who is not really trying to listen. The notes carry, not far, but enough. The man slows, not stops, just slows. A woman glances, longer than before. A child lingers again, closer this time, not called away immediately. You do not change what you are doing. That is important. React too quickly. The moment breaks. So you continue, steady, unhurried, letting the sound exist on its own. The child steps closer, barefoot, full, not afraid, but cautious in the way children are when they don't fully understand what they are looking at. You notice, but you do not look directly. The music continues. The child watches your hands, not your face, your hands, the movement, the repetition. Something simple, something they can follow. For a brief moment, the space holds. Just a little. Then the child reaches into a small pouch. You hear it before you see it. A faint clink. A single coin. It drops into the cloth near your feet. Light. Almost weightless, but real. You do not stop playing. Not immediately. You let the moment pass through the music, not interrupting it, not acknowledging it too quickly, because that matters too. Then, after a few more notes, you let the sound fade, slowly, naturally. You lower your hands. This time, you look, just briefly. The child steps closer, barefoot, careful, but cautious in the way children are when they don't fully understand what they are looking at. You notice, but you do not look directly. The child is still there, watching. You give the smallest nod. Nothing more. No words. They nod back, though it is unclear if they understand why. Then they step away. Just like that, the moment ends. You look down at the coin. It is not much. It never is. But it is something. Enough to keep moving. enough to not leave empty-handed. You wrap your instrument again, slower this time. Not tired, just measured. The village continues. A few more people pass. No one else stops. And that is fine, because now they're going to give back. Not much, but enough to continue. You pick up your things. Your body feels it again. The weight, the hours ahead, the distance still waiting. You glance once more at the village, not with attachment, not with disappointment, just exposed dell dying. Except the rain now, the distance still waiting. You glance once more at the village, not with attachment, not with disappointment, just exposing time, expose a thing. The ground is dry at first, firm beneath your boots, carrying the warmth of the sun that has now settled fully into the day. The air feels heavier than the morning, thicker, holding on to heat in a way that makes each breath just slightly more noticeable. You do not think much. There is no need to. The road does not require thought, only movement. For a while, nothing changes. That is how most hours pass, quietly, without event, without interruption. And then, slowly, something shifts. At first, it is only in the air, a faint coolness, so subtle that it could be imagined. Then the light changes, not darker, just softer, less direct. You glance upward. The answer might have been telling me, brand the name. The air stills. That is the first real sign. The breeze that had been moving lightly through the fields fades, leaving everything just a sign seem to settle, as if waiting. You adjust your grip on your things, not in panic, just preparing. The first drop is easy to miss. A small mark on the ground, then another, then a pause, then more. You stop, just for a moment, looking down. The dust darkens where the water touches it, small scattered spots turning into something more continuous. The smell rises almost immediately. Damp earth, fresh, heavy. Something that replaces the dryness of the day within seconds. You pull your cloak tighter. Not enough to stay dry, just enough to manage it. The rain builds, not fast, not violently, just steady, consistent. The kind that soaks through over time rather than striking all at once. You look ahead. There is no shelter in sight. Just the road. The same road, but different now. You continue walking, because stopping in the open does nothing. Your steps slow slightly, the ground changing beneath you, becoming softer, less certain. Each step presses deeper than before, the edges of your boots catching damp soil that clings for just a moment before releasing. The sound changes, no longer dry footsteps, now softer, muted, accompanied by the steady rhythm of rain against fabric, against earthing. You find a tree eventually, not large, but enough. Its branches spread just wide enough to break the fall of the, not stopping it completely, but into something lighter, something more manageable. You step beneath it, pause. The difference is immediate, still damp, still cool, but quieter. The sound of rain softens as it passes through leaves first, breaking into smaller, scattered drops before reaching the ground. You set your things down carefully, checking them, always checking. The instrument stays wrapped. You do not take it out. Not here. Not now. You lean back slightly against the tree, not fully resting, just enough to take the weight off your feet for a moment. This was not planned, but most things aren't. You watch the rain. It continues without urgency, without purpose, just falling. The road ahead blurs slightly, its edges its direction still clear, but less certain in detail. Time passes. You don't count it. There is no need. The rain will stop when it stops, and until then, there is nothing to do but wait. And let the day change around you. The rain does not stop suddenly. It fades, slowly. The steady rhythm softens into scattered drops, then into something lighter still, until what remains is only the occasional sound of water falling with leaf. You notice it before you see it, the quiet. A different kind of quiet than before. The air feels lighter now, cooler, cleaner. Each carries something new. Damp soil, wet wood, and the faint freshness that only comes after the world has been washed for a while. You step out from beneath the tree. The ground gives slightly under your weight. Not unstable, just softer than before. Your boots press into it, leaving clearer marks, each step more visible than it was earlier in the day. The sky has changed. The clouds remain, but thinner now, breaking apart in places to let through a softer kind of light. Not the sharp brightness of midday, but something warmer, more distant, settling gently across the fields and road. You begin walking again, slower this time, not because you must, but because there is no reason to move any faster. The day is already leaning toward its end. The sounds around you have shifted. The sharpness is gone. No dry footsteps, no dust, only the muted rhythm of damp ground, the quiet movement of water, and the occasional distant call from somewhere you cannot quite place. You feel your body more now, the hours behind you, the distance, the weight you have been carrying, not just in your hands, but in your shoulders, your back, your legs. It settles in slowly, not all at once, but enough to be noticed. You adjust your grip again, not out of discomfort, just habit. The road continues, but it no longer feels like something to push through, more like something to move up. The light lowers further. Shadows stretch longer, softer, blending into the ground instead of cutting across it. The edges of things become less defined, less demanding of your attention. A small structure appears ahead. Not quite a village, not quite nothing, just a place. A single building, maybe two, with a faint trace of smoke rising, barely visible against the dimming sky. You notice it, but you do not change your pace. Not yet. There is time. There is always time at this point in the day. You walk toward it gradually, each step steady, each breath a little slower than before. The air cools further as the sun lowers behind the clouds. The warmth of the day has fully released its hold, leaving behind something calm, something easier to exist within. You reach the edge of the place, close enough now to see the faint glow from inside, warm and steady, contrasting against the gray-blue tones of the evening outside. You stop, just for a moment, not entering yet, just standing there, feeling the shift, from open road to shelter, from movement to stillness. Your body seems to recognize it before you do. A slight drop in your shoulders, the way your breathing settles more deeply without effort. The quiet understanding that you will not be much further tonight. You look down briefly, at your hands, at the things you carry, at the small coin from earlier. Still enough. You lift your again. The door is just ahead. The light inside does not move. It waits. Just like today has. You take one step forward, slowly, without urgency, because the day is finally beginning to let you stop. You step inside. The change is immediate. The air is warmer here, not heavy, not overwhelming, just enough to take the edge off the cool dampness that has followed you since the rain. The scent is different too. Wood smoke, old timber, and something faintly cooked, lingering in the space without being strong. The room is quiet, not silent, just contained. A few people sit at separate tables, speaking in low voices that do not carry far. No one turns fully toward you. No one asks questions. You are seen, and that is enough. You move to the side, not the center, never the center. Your things are set down carefully, just within reach, just where you can keep them close without holding on to them. The habit is automatic now, shaped by too many nights of uncertainty to ever be ignored. You sit, slowly. The bench beneath you is firm, but after the ground, after the road, after the hours of standing and walking, it feels almost generous. Your body notices immediately. The release. Not complete, but enough. Your shoulders drop. Your hands rest. For a moment you do nothing, and that is new. A small portion of food is placed nearby. Simple. No ceremony, has a soul terrier, no words. Just something given in exchange for what you are, or what you might offer later. Or perhaps just because it is the end of the day and there is no reason not to. You eat slowly, not out of discipline, just because your body no longer rushes. Each bite is plain, filling, steady. Nothing remarkable, nothing memorable. But it settles into you in a way that matters. You do not stay long. Not here. Not tonight. There is a smaller space at the back. A place to rest. You step into it quietly. The light is low. A single candle, already burning down, its flame steady, unmoving, casting soft shapes along the wooden walls. The bed is simple. Straw beneath linen, nothing more. You set your instrument down, always first. Close, safe, then you sit, and then, slowly, you lie back. The surface shifts beneath you, forming slightly around you, not perfectly, but enough. The blanket comes over you, faint scent of previous, warm and dry compared to the dampness outside. You make a small adjustment, then an out. Or lying down, feel the surface beneath you supporting your body. The weight of you, gently held, without effort. If you are sitting, notice the weight of your legs, the calm in your shoulders, the quiet that begins to settle when nothing more is required. Let your body soften, your hands, your arms, your shoulders, just resting. The day is over. There is nowhere else you need to go. Nothing more you need to earn. Nothing more you need to prove. Only this moment. Only this quiet. Your thoughts begin to drift. Not disappearing. Just becoming. Lightly. Passing the where you need to come. Just draft. Just drift. Just sleep. Thank you for taking this slow journey with me today. I truly appreciate you being here, sharing this quiet space, this moment of stillness. The story helped you relax. You can always return for another journey, another night, another place to rest your mind. For now, sleep well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.